Imagine walking into a store, grabbing a $200 item, and heading for the exit while only paying $50. This is the new reality at the modern checkout. No loan application, no credit check, no mountain of paperwork. The entire commitment happens in 4 taps on a glass screen. But there is a logical gap here. If you find $200 unaffordable today, why assume you will easily find 4 payments of $50 over the next 6 weeks? This gap makes buy now, pay later a uniquely deceptive financial product. It succeeds by mimicking the feeling of a discount, allowing consumers to ignore the reality that they are entering into a binding debt agreement. Consider a shopper like Maya. She has a steady income and considers herself responsible because she doesn't carry a balance on any credit cards. She views herself as debt-free. When she sees a $180 jacket, she chooses to split the cost into 4 interest-free fragments. It feels like a smart way to manage her cash flow, almost like a hack for her budget. Over the following weeks, she uses the same logic for a pair of shoes, a gift, and a phone case. Each individual decision feels small and manageable because the numbers never look intimidating. Suddenly, Maya has 11 different payment plans running at once. Every week, half a dozen different apps are pulling small amounts of money from her bank account, creating a significant total drain she never planned for. Maya is trapped by a common misconception. She believes that as long as there is no interest and no credit card, she hasn't taken on debt. In reality, she has committed a massive portion of her future income to past purchases. Mathematically, these services can be a fair deal. Many charge 0 interest if paid on time, meaning you often pay the exact same total as an upfront purchase. The issue lies in how we perceive cost. A $180 price tag creates friction. It triggers your brain's spending brake, forcing you to ask if the item is truly worth that much of your savings. Breaking that price into $45 increments bypasses that brake. The smaller number registers as pocket change, so the internal alarm that guards your bank account never goes off. It's like lifting a 40-pound bag all at once. Your body immediately warns you it's heavy. But if handed that same weight in 4 10-pound bags one at a time, each feels light. You wouldn't hesitate, even though you're carrying the exact same 40 pounds. This is the core of the service. It doesn't lower the price of the items, it simply hides the psychological weight of the transaction until it's too late to turn back. This phenomenon is known as payment fragmentation. When costs are broken into small, spaced-out pieces, the brain evaluates each fragment in isolation, rather than looking at the total. Your brain sees this single payment bar as a minor blip, failing to instinctively add the pieces together. But as you add more plans, these isolated bars start stacking. What began as a few small payments turns into a massive, untrackable wall of debt. The speed of the transaction adds another layer to the trap. Instant approval happens right on the checkout screen, during the exact window when your excitement about a purchase is highest. A traditional loan comes with built-in delays and paperwork that force a cooling-off period. That time gap allows your rational mind to catch up with your impulses. Removing that friction entirely is incredibly dangerous. It bridges the gap between impulse and commitment, locking you into a financial obligation before you can even reconsider the purchase. Modern financial traps have evolved. While we are trained to watch out for high interest rates, we often overlook debt that is designed to feel like a series of small, manageable choices. These traps don't require you to make one obviously bad decision. Instead, they slowly lead you into financial trouble through a dozen smart decisions that are individually harmless but collectively devastating. People who struggle with their finances often focus only on the fragment. They ask, "Can I afford this $45 payment today?" Wealth builders focus on the aggregate. Their instinct is to calculate the total cost of the purchase and evaluate that number against their long-term goals. Building financial security requires the habit of looking past the fragment. You have to ignore the small installments and confront the reality of the whole price tag. The tool itself isn't the enemy. If you've already budgeted for the full price, splitting the payment into installments can be a fine way to manage your cash flow. To protect yourself, you must reintroduce friction. Before clicking buy, ask yourself, am I comfortable paying the full price of this item right now in a single transaction? Second, consolidate your payments. Track every active plan in one place so you can see the single master number you owe. Seeing the total often breaks the psychological spell of the small payments. Finally, use a 10-minute rule. Step away from the checkout to let the initial emotional spike fade. If you still want the item after the excitement has cooled, the decision is likely much sounder. We have to be careful with any system making spending feel effortless, because when money stops feeling real, it starts disappearing the fastest.